happening, YouTube? It's your boy Deep CP, and I am back again with another video. And guys, I'm going to be doing a sequel to the video I made on Monday, which was the top 5 most anticipated movies of 2025. If you haven't seen that video or you like top 10s, I'm going to be popping a link in the description down below to an entire playlist I've made of top 5s and top 10s. And we post every Monday and Friday at 5 o'clock. So if you guys haven't already, be sure to surf for that subscribe button and wave it for notifications. Stay tuned for more buried treasure. Today we're going to be doing my top 5 least anticipated movies of 2025. So without further ado, let's get into my list. Alright, starting out with number 5, we have Lilo and Stitch, the live action remake. Guys, honestly, Disney's live-action remakes are hit and miss. I did halfway enjoy Aladdin. I did halfway enjoy The Jungle Book. Halfway enjoyed Beauty and the Beast, but that's mostly because my fiance is obsessed with that franchise and beats me in the head with it at least once or twice a week. Aside from that, I grew up with Lilo and Stitch. I love this property. I am not entirely against this film. It does have potential for a live-action remake. Jumba, Pleakley, and Gantu are going to look extremely odd in live action. Stitch does not look bad, but he looks off because we've had the same design since the early 2000s. I'm just curious. I'm just genuinely curious about Jumba and Gantu, two of the characters that I love the most in this franchise, but I'm willing to give it a try. It's on the bottom of my list because I'm going to watch this, but it is definitely not on the top. Number 4, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake. We literally had the perfect conclusion to this franchise. Had a pretty decent run for television programs with the franchise. Really don't think that DreamWorks needed to make a live action version. Honestly, it can work, but it didn't need to be made. And it's supposedly a shot for shot replica of the original. Say what you want about the Disney films, they at least go a different direction. They at least do something, add a new song. I really don't think this movie needed to be made. Nobody asked for this. And anybody that did, why genuinely do we need this? Toothless does look great. Cinematography is beautiful. And I absolutely do think this franchise could work in live action. To me, they're basically trying to make a kid's version of Game of Thrones. It can work. It has worked. We've had dragons in live action for decades. The 80s had probably one of the most famous live action dragons ever. Never Ending Story. Come on, guys. That's one of the most iconic dragons ever in film and television. You got Pete's Dragon. Besides that, honestly, this is going to be one of those films I can see do very well at the box office. But I think DreamWorks was just kind of testing the water, because this is one of the few films that DreamWorks has made that could work in live action. Monsters vs. Aliens could work if Shrek 5 concludes the story completely and they want to redo it. I could see them do a live action version of that franchise. Looks like the same story we've already gotten. I probably will still watch it for the simple sake of nostalgia. So no, not very high on my list. It's going at number 4. Number 3. The Minecraft movie.
All of the mines was too strong. I started digging until I found a wonderland where anything you can imagine is possible.
Guys, I do like Jack Black. I like Minecraft. But this is not that interesting to me. But I don't think that people around my age were the target demographic. They might have been for nostalgia, maybe get people to take their kids to see this and be like, oh yeah, I remember playing Minecraft when I was your age. Based on the trailers, it's the same plot line that we've gotten with so many films where the human world meets this fantastical world and these main characters go into that world and then they have to get out. There are elements in the trailer that do look like it could be a lot of fun. Mostly though, it's the scenery. If you've ever been to a nice restaurant that's themed, like Rainforest Cafe, Margaritaville, Planet Hollywood, they're really nice to go in and look at. You don't go there for the burger. You go there for the scenery. That's why people are going to go to this film. They're going to go to this because they enjoy the scenery to look at. Let the memes be the memes. We can meme Jack Black all we want, but this film does not look that interesting. It doesn't look like it's got that much substance, so yeah, I'm going to have to pass. I might go to see it with my brother. I don't know. My brother grew up really in the 2010s, and that's when Minecraft really took off. I played with him a little, and I played some myself, but I more or less kind of wasn't into Minecraft when it first came out. So I might go see it with him, but outside of that, I don't have that much interest in seeing this. Outside of just getting to hang out with my brother, I think I'm going to pass. Number 2, since it's February, I had to bring this one up, Heart Eyes. This film, honestly, is just another 80s slasher. Outside of the fact the killer is going after couples. Does not have that much substance. I could be wrong. I could go into this film and it be the most fantastic film ever made. I was really surprised with Happy Death Day, because Happy Death Day presented itself with an interesting twist on the Groundhog Day plot. She's reliving the same day she was axed on over and over and over and over again until she figures out who the killer was. That had an interesting hook to it. This one does not really do that. Outside of the fact the main character has to figure out who this person is and why they keep going after couples. It's just another horror film that is capitalizing off of the nostalgia for 80s slasher films. 80s slashers are 80s slashers for a reason. They're classics. They're nostalgic. Bringing a new guy into the mix is going to take a lot more than just retreading on the same formula. Honestly, this film does not look that interesting, and it looks like just another generic knockoff of the classic 80s slasher films we all know and love. Before we get into our number 1, I want to make an honorable mention. The Smurfs.
This summer, when we need a hero, look up.
I think I just smurfed my pants.
Guys, I do love this franchise. I do love the Smurfs. They're a lot of fun, and they're classic cartoon characters that have a lot of nostalgia for some people. The Smurf films haven't been the best. I did watch the live-action films, and I've also seen the animated films. I'm not attached to Smurfs. I didn't really grow up watching the Smurfs, so I don't really think that I am the target demographic for this film. And it does look appealing. Like, I could see the interest in it. I don't think it's going to be a bad film, but I also am not that interested in it. And I'm not a big Smurfs fan, so I'm going to have to pass on this one. All right, number 1, Snow White.
It's a human. What did you think I was? Nothing goes.
Okay, so I'm not even going to open the can of worms of the casting decision for the main character of Snow White. I just don't care. I really just don't care. I'll know the controversy behind Rachel Zegler. I'm not even going to get into this. That is not what we talk about here. We're talking about the film. This film does not look interesting, honestly. It's the same story we already got that Walt Disney made 100 years ago and perfected 100 years ago. We did not need this. Nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted this. And if they did, honestly, why? I don't understand why we needed a live-action remake of Snow White. You didn't even stick to the source material. So why in the world would I be interested in seeing this film? If you're going to make a film based on a nostalgic property that has an extreme tie to your company's history, stick to the original. It's almost like if Disney got the rights to Star Wars, but they made Spaceballs. It makes no sense. Honestly, I think if they were going to remake Snow White, they should have just reanimated it in 3D. Cast a celebrity of some kind, have her play Snow White, and just do it in 3D. Don't do it in live action, because at this point, it does not look good. I do not like the CGI for the dwarves. They look awful. The only thing that I'm interested in for this film is Gal Gadot as the evil queen. But that is because I love Gal Gadot. She is a great actress. But I do not think this film can be saved by her alone. I do have hope that Disney will learn and they won't do this again. I think this film was just a film that didn't need to be made. Nobody asked for. And I don't think it's going to profit that much for Disney because it doesn't have appeal to it. I'm going to go into this movie and you might get a little bit out of it. But I don't think it's going to be enough to satisfy everybody. And I just think this movie's dead on arrival. Yeah, guys, that has been my top 5 least anticipated movies of 2025. If you guys haven't seen my first video, my top 5 most anticipated movies of 2025, I'm going to pop a link in the description to it. down below for my entire playlist of my top 5s and top 10s on this channel. So if you guys enjoy top 5s and top 10s, be sure to go down there and check it out. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, be sure to surf at that subscribe button and wave in for notifications because we post every Monday and Friday. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to surf at that subscribe button, wave in for notifications, and stay tuned for more buried treasure. That's it for today. Deep Sea Pete out. Catch you on the coast side, guys. Woo!